Hello guys, Willem Betzer here. So, the South African Human Rights Commission have confirmed yesterday that they will charge Eben Etzebeth for what they call is racial abuse. According to Jan de Koning from Rugby365.com, these steps that are taken against Etzebeth could force the Lock to return home from the Rugby World Cup in Japan right now. Now, of course, a lot of stories have been in the media about this alleged racial abuse, but nobody tells the full story of what happened. So before we talk about what the South African Human Rights Commission have said, let's first look at the whole story. Now, the story that we have seen in the media over and over is just the story that Eben Etzebeth allegedly called some racial slurs against some colored people and then got into a fight. But the full story that was actually given in a voice note by one of the witnesses at the scene paints a completely different picture. I'm not going to include the voice note in this video for two reasons. Firstly, because it's in Afrikaans and not everyone will understand it, and secondly, because very profane language was used. Apparently, Eben Etzebeth and his friends were drinking at a bar in Langebaan, where a large group of colored men started to mock Eben Etzebeth, calling him a bad rugby player and so on and so forth. Apparently, this mocking got so bad that they started to group around him outside the bar. They even vandalized his car, hit it with rocks, and broke some windows in it. Apparently at one stage then, and this is the racial incident that Etzebeth is accused of, Etzebeth then said, Hotnotte, which is the racial slur for colored people in South Africa, Hotnotte shouldn't be on the streets this late at night. Allegedly, the colored men then started to fight Etzebeth and his friends. One of the colored men also allegedly pulled out a gun and a few knives were also pulled out. Allegedly, one of Etzebeth's friends were also stabbed with this knife and hospitalized. A few days after this, some of the colored men who were present in the bar in Langebaan then filed a complaint against Etzebeth. The South African Human Rights Commission decided to take this matter further. The Western Province rugby star, who is now currently playing for the Springboks in Japan at the Rugby World Cup and will also start in the next game against Italy, has been accused of abusing a fellow patron at a pub in Langebaan in August. He has denied allegations, saying that multiple witnesses at the bar can corroborate his story, in which he says that he never said, or he never called them Hotnotte, he never did the racial abuse part. The South African Human Rights Commission spokesperson Bang Jones said that as soon as court date is confirmed, a way forward on the matter will be penned and announced. The Human Rights Commission say that the community is angry about how the matter was handled by the National Prosecuting Authority and the South African Police Service, and apparently that the matter was swept under the rug because of the high profile of Eben Etzebeth, who is a Springbok who will be playing, or at that stage would have been playing, in the Rugby World Cup. He is now at this stage playing in the Rugby World Cup. The SRC are going to address them and will raise all the concerns of the community, Jones said. Also about racism in the area of Langebaan. Now, as far as I can understand, Etzebeth was under extreme provocation when all of this happened. Also, his car was vandalized in the process, and he had to defend himself against knives and guns. This is quite a story, and it's very odd that the mainstream media left out the story from the other side and they made it seem like Etzebeth was just a racist and nobody else is at fault here. We'll see how this plays out in the long run. If you're new to this channel, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel if you want to follow for news updates from South Africa. Thank you for watching, goodbye, and God bless.